भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवांसस्तनूभिः व्यशेमदेवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
अन्यत्र धर्मादन्यत्राधर्मात्
अन्यत्र धर्मादन्यत्राधर्मात्
अन्यत्रास्मात् कृताकृतात्
अन्यत्रास्मात् कृताकृतात्
अन्यत्र भूताच्च भव्याच्च
अन्यत्र भूताच्च भव्याच्च
यत्तत् पश्यसि तद्वद
यत्तत् पश्यसि तद्वद।
Don't forget the importance of these words, that it did not need any microscope, electron microscope or spaceship or any other instrument of laboratory or anything. It is all from the laboratory of our own mind. Understanding the logical way our mind thinks, all this truth has come out. Thousands and thousands of years ago, these are recorded in our Shastras. This is something we should, it is amazing that if you know anything beyond the moral codes of dharma and adharma, beyond the cause and effect chain, to find that if there is an absolute truth, it has to be beyond the ken of causality or duality. It needs only the intelligence to think about it and be confirmed about it. Although the final conviction comes from the experiential knowledge. Not only that, beyond causality means beyond time also. Anyatra bhutacha bhavyacha. Now, this next verse is the starting point of Yamaraja's stuff. Sarve veda yat padamamananti.
Sarve veda yat padamamananti.
Tapamsi sarvani cha yad vadanti.
Tapamsi sarvani cha yad vadanti.
Yadichanto brahmacharyam charanti.
Yadichanto brahmacharyam charanti.
Tatte padam sangrahena bravimi.
Tatte padam sangrahena bravimi.
Om ityetat.
Om ityetat.
Because we are cutting and repeating, we are reading like this. If you read yourself, you will say Tatte padam sangrahena bravimyom ityetat. This is the way you will read them. Tatte padam sangrahena bravimyom ityetat.
Tatte padam sangrahena bravimyom ityetat.
Etadalambanam shreshtham.
Etadalambanam shreshtham.
Etadalambanam param.
Etadalambanam param.
Etadalambanam jnatva.
Etadalambanam jnatva.
Brahmaloke mahiyate.
Brahmaloke mahiyate.
न जायते म्रियते वा विपश्चित्.
न जायते म्रियते वा विपश्चित्.
नायं कुतश्चिन्न बभूव कश्चित्.
नायं कुतश्चिन्न बभूव कश्चित्.
अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो.
अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो.
न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे.
न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे.
This is again something of great significance if you understand the deep purport of this. That the consciousness or the Atma never gets born, never dies. Not only that, it has not come from anything and it has not given rise to anything also. This is a great statement made by our rishis. Because, as I said again and again, that if it is within the causality, then it can never end, infinite regression. Wherever you reach, you will ask what is the cause of that? What is the who created God if God had created universe? That question never ends. So if at all there is any absolute reality, it has to be beyond causality. And when you say it is beyond causality, it cannot cause the universe also. Because if you say that that has caused the universe, then again you are linking it by causality. So you have to go further. You cannot end it up there. So they came to the conclusion that in this whole logic analysis of causality, we are forgetting the seer who is revealing the whole universe, who is revealing the external universe as well as the internal universe of thought, intelligence, emotion, etc. That I part is missing in the whole scientific inquiry in the external world. They discovered that, and they found that in the consciousness when things appear, there is no material causality involved. In Mundaka Upanishad, I propose to do tomorrow some portion. There we will find that they are talking about the source, which is by manifesting the universe, the source does not get changed. In the causal chain, whatever effect is produced, the cause will undergo a change. If you burn the book, the ash will be burned and the book will no more. When the sun is radiating light, the hydrogen is reducing and helium is increasing. There is always a change in material causal chain. There cannot be an effect produced without a change in the cause. The cause will be depleted or something will happen to the cause. In this case, nothing happens to the consciousness, nothing happens to Atma or Brahman when the whole universe is projected or removed again. It is getting dissolved also. The consciousness remains consciousness. As in our case also, in the dream, that is why the dream example is taken, not because the world is also like dream, everything will go off the next moment. No, it is not like that. In the dream also, whatever we see, the worlds are there manifested. The manifestation does not need any material change anywhere. It just appears in the consciousness. So it does not need time or causality to follow. It just appears, just vanishes. And there is no time involved, no causality involved there. These are truths which we can discover just by simply analyzing with the Viveka Buddhi and then confirming with going beyond the Buddhi. That is how these things have been written down from the prehistoric times, and even now it is confirmed by people. Anoraniyan mahato mahiyan
अणोरणीयान् महतो महीयान्
Atmasya janto nihito guhayam
आत्मास्य जन्तोर्निहितो गुहायाम्
Tamakratuh pashyati vitashoko
तमक्रतुः पश्यति वीतशोको
Dhatu prasadat mahimanamatmanah.
धातुप्रसादात् महिमानमात्मनः.
This dhatu prasadat mahimanamatmanah, you should underline it, that the whole perception of the glory of our own self, our own identity, it only needs the dhatu prasada, the elements with which our being is made, that has to undergo the transformation. So it is not a knowledge to be acquired from listening or reading. The knowledge is used as a tool. When we study the Shastras, the knowledge, the thinking, the discrimination is used as a tool to transform our mind, intelligence, everything. The whole being undergoes a transformation, an integration, a refinement, a complete, the being which is always looking for something external, looking for something from outside to fulfill our mind. that completely gets inverted. It stops looking outside, stops looking for enjoyment, then the truth is revealed to itself. Nayamatma pravachanena labhyah
नायमात्मा प्रवचनेन लभ्यः
न मेधया न bahuna shrutena
न मेधया न बहुना श्रुतेन
यमेवैष वृणुते तेन लभ्यः
यमेवैष वृणुते तेन लभ्यः
तस्यैषात्मा विवृणुते तनुं स्वाम्
तस्यैष आत्मा विवृणुते तनुं स्वाम्.
So I hope you remember that they are saying that this Atma cannot be had by any amount of this interpretative logic or anything we do with the Prakrishta Vachana of analysis and all. It cannot be had by any intelligential talent. It cannot be had even if I listen to hundreds of knowers and great saints and speakers and all. Then how? That is mean that it cannot be attained then? No, it is our own identity. It is already there. Only we have to look for it in preference to everything else in the world. Like putting the Varanamala or the garland of embrace that Atma in preference to everything else in the world around. To him, the Atma reveals its own truth. Now, after this chapter, in the next chapter, he gives some simple, as I said, that after disclosing the truth in its final form, the Rishi always comes down to elementary illustrations. So, in the next chapter, he gives simple example so that it helps our memory to remember how to lead our life for a seeker, how a seeker should lead his life, how he can attain this truth. It is not at all difficult. We say it is difficult because we don't want. It is only an excuse to say that, oh, ये ऐसा है क्या, वो स्वामी जी ये तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट, इस जन्म में नहीं होने वाला है. जो बोलेंगे इस जन्म में नहीं होने वाला, वो चाहते नहीं हैं, यही बात है. कोई नहीं बोल रहा कि इस जन्म में होना ही चाहिए. अगर थोड़ा सा भी हम चलते हैं इस पथ पे, तो दिस इज सो फुलफिलिंग दैट इवन अ फ्यू स्टेप्स वी टेक ऑन दिस पाथ, it will fulfill us. You don't have to worry whether you will become one day self-realized or not. It doesn't need. It only needs the qualities and the glories of Atma to be imbibed. You can imbibe it to any extent, and that will, the more we imbibe, the more it fulfills our life. So there is no question of any difficulty or the doubt whether I will be able to attain or not. It is not one-point attainment. As we are moving to CIRD, every step we are coming close to CIRD. But here at least the object is at a distance, so only when you reach CIRD, you are in CIRD. Here it is not like that. Here it is the whole it is a continuous transformation of our being. So every step we walk towards soul, we become the more and more the soul. Soul is what we are in reality. Nobody can deny that. There is nothing to be attained at all. There is nowhere to be reached also. Only we have to remove the impurities which is covering our truth. So every step we walk, it is removing that impurity. The real identity is becoming clearer and clearer and clearer. So there is no question of any difficulty. It cannot be accepted. It is only our excuse not to walk on the path, saying that it is difficult. We don't know what is happiness. Only when we walk on this path, we will know what is real happiness. We think that small everything, there lies happiness. We think small love from here and there, we are looking after that. If we love everybody, then you don't need love from anybody. We are so full. We need love from here, love from there, and if you don't get, the whole life becomes trouble. The whole life we go on murmuring about it. That हमने इतना प्यार दिया, उन्होंने कुछ नहीं दिया. अरे उनको देने का कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. आप सबको प्यार दीजिए ना. प्राण भर के प्यार दीजिए, आपका मन पूरा भर जाएगा. दूसरों का क्या हो रहा है वो सोचने का कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. By loving everybody, the love will fulfill us. It is such a simple thing. क्या डिफिकल्टी है इसमें? कुछ नहीं डिफिकल्टी है. हम चाहते नहीं हैं. So he is giving an example of a chariot. आत्मानं रथिनं विद्धि
आत्मानं रथिनं विद्धि
शरीरं रथमेव तु
शरीरं रथमेव तु
बुद्धिं तु सारथिं विद्धि
बुद्धिं तु सारथिं विद्धि
मनः प्रग्रहमेव च
मनः प्रग्रहमेव च
इन्द्रियाणि हयानाहुः
इन्द्रियाणि हयानाहुः
विषयांस्तेषु गोचरान्
विषयांस्तेषु गोचरान्
आत्मेन्द्रियमनोयुक्तम्
आत्मेन्द्रियमनोयुक्तं
भोक्तेत्याहुर्मनीषिणः
भोक्तेत्याहुर्मनीषिणः
says atma indriya manah yuktam atmendriya mano yuktam single word bhokta iti ahuhu manishinaha. Now show the chariot. See, they say atmanam rathinam viddhi. That soul we are talking about, atma, consider that to be the rathi. Rathi means what? The master of the chariot, who is seated on the chariot. Consider the soul to be the rathi. Now where the chariot has to go, the rathi knows. It is according to the rathi's wish, the master of the chariot. Shariram ratham evatu. The whole personality, the body is the chariot. Buddhim tu sarathim viddhi. The intelligence is the sarathi or the charioteer, like the driver in the car. The intelligence is the driver, is the charioteer. Manaha pragrahamevacha. The mind is the lagam with which we are, the rein with which we are pulling, controlling the horses. Mind is the rein with which we are controlling the horses. You can see there, it is very unusual, 5 horses we have drawn because of the 5 sense organs. We have drawn 5. Normally it will be always even number. No chariot will have odd number of horses. It will have 2 or 4 or 6 like that. But because there are 5 indriyas, we have put it like that. Indriyani hayan ahuhu. Indriyas are the sense organs, are the horses. Because sense organs are pulling us. Our whole perception of the universe is because of the sense organs. Our universe is actually made of 5 sense perceptions. There is nothing else. It is so simple. We go into the infinite variety of the world. But this entire variety is made of only with 5 coordinates, the 5 sense perceptions, nothing else. So they are the main things driving the chariot of our personality to interact with the whole universe and get the perception. Indriyani hayanahuhu vishayams teshu gocharan. The horses graze on the field for eating grass and other things. Like that, the senses are, the field is the entire objectude. The objectude means the whole world where the objects are there. Why am I saying objectude? To make it a little abstract. Because the objectude is not only the external world, but internal world also. Suppose we have closed our eyes, closed everything, are we not thinking of the world in our mind? And the internal indriyas are still enjoying the world in the mind, in the dream. Is it not? The internal indriya means in the cortices, the whole, I want to see a beautiful vision. In closing the eyes, I am seeing beautiful vision. So the world is not only the external world, it is the external world as well as the internal world. That together we call it objectude. So, like the field for the horses, this Vishayan means all the objects, the entire objectude is the grazing field for our indriyas. External as well as internal, we should remember. Actually, more important is the internal field, not so much the external. If you are free in your mind from the ragadvesha, you move in the same external world without getting disturbed by it at all. Ragadvesha means clinging to what I like and hating what I dislike. If your mind is free of that, then you can face your disliked persons without getting annoyed, without getting disturbed. Whatever to be done, you will do. You can go anywhere. You may not like to go there, even then you can go. What is there? Have some disliked things in you. You may embrace dukkha also equally. When there is suffering, you face suffering without any problem. It is only everything, the difficulty is caused in our mind, not by the world. The mind creates all the difficulties. So that indriyani hayanahu vishayams teshu gocharan. For the horses, as the fields at the grazing field, the external grass and all, for the indriyas, for the sense perceptions, the entire objectude is the grazing field. Atmendriya manoyuktam bhoktityahur manishinaha. Those who are knowers, those who are rishis, manishis, they say that with all these together, the combination of this in the being, that is the mind, intelligence and the senses, that is called the bhokta. Bhokta means we are enjoying. That enjoyership is with this aggregate of mind, intelligence and senses. Now he says that how to drive this chariot, that the chariot will reach the goal. Goal, what is the goal? Goal for the master. That means the master has to reach his own identity. That is the goal. Here, normally our goal is, if we are here, we have to move in space. Here you don't have to move. Finally you will find that the chariot doesn't move. It remains where it is, but it undergoes a complete transformation. To tell you the truth, the chariot becomes a chariot of light, made of light. Not light, made of consciousness. The whole chariot, with its master, with its charioteer, with its rein, the whole thing gets transformed into a chariot of consciousness. That is what has to happen. So it is not a motion in space that we are thinking of. But we have to listen to the master where he wants to go. Suppose your driver is driving the car, he cannot drive it according to his will. He has to look to the master. Sir, what do you want to go? Accordingly he has to drive his car. Here also the Sarathi, the Buddhi, he is the closest person with the master of the chariot, and he is responsible for driving the chariot. So most of the responsibilities are lying with the Buddhi. In our case, the Buddhi is always looking outward. In this case, the Buddhi first has to look inward and get the instruction from the master that where I have to drive. So when the Buddhi is connected to the chariot, to the master of the chariot, we call it Viveka Buddhi. In these verses, they call it Vijnanavan. The Buddhi is called Vijnanavan when it is connected to the soul, connected to the master of the chariot. That is, it will get the right inner voice, the right instructions from within. It will not be deciding, being slave to the circumstances, slave to the sense organs, sense perceptions. The decisions taken by the charioteer will not be according to the slavery of the objective world, but being connected to the real identity within. And what will the charioteer do finally? He has to run the horses. So first of all, what do? They have to train the horses. A naughty horse, he cannot run at all. So first we have to discipline the horses so that they listen to the guidance. That is for the charioteer to do. That he has to take up the trained horses. He cannot the first day a new horses and come and they tie it. We often, whenever we speak about it, I remember what happened in Baba's house when we were coming, and it was a new bullock. It was a bullock cart old, but the bulls were new. They were not trained bulls. But the charioteer was very egoistic. Just as we are saying that he will not look at the master, but looking at his own ego and his performance. And he drove the bullock cart, taking us to so much of risk that it went into a pond finally. And Then the villagers came around and said that, are you going to kill them? You leave them. We were saying that we will walk, there is no problem, we don't have to go by the bullock cart. But he was finding it very humiliating that his bullock cart cannot be taken to the station. So he finally created that whenever any car was coming and the bulls were going down into the field, in the rice field, paddy field. So finally they ran in such a manner and could not break, it went into the pond. But fortunately nothing happened to us. So this is what, we have to first train the bulls so that they can take the chariot properly. And then how will he make the bull follow the instruction? Through the rein he has to make the bull work. Now, if the reins are weak, then when he pulls, the rein will yield. So he has to the lagam has to be sufficiently strong. What is the lagam here? The mind. So we have to look at each, that the horses, the senses have to be reasonably disciplined. You have to discipline them so that they take to the direction given. So our senses have to be disciplined. Without that, no purpose can be served. Even ordinary worldly purpose also cannot be served. Even to study and have good result also you have to discipline your senses. To become a sportsman, musician or a manager, you have to train your senses. Otherwise everywhere there will be chaos. So after training them, you have to, for that the body, the indriyas, discipline has to be given so that they become disciplined. For the mind to make strong, we have to put proper nourishment to the mind. So that whenever there is a danger, mind does not yield. The rein should not get snapped whenever there is a difficulty. If you always keep the children in a manner that they don't have to face any difficulty, always giving all the cozy atmosphere, it is absolutely wrong. The moment they face a difficulty, either they will run away or they will break. They will not be able to sustain in life at all. So, to grow their mind, proper feed should be given. We should take them to places where they have to share whatever they are enjoying at home. Nowadays everybody has one. So, it is better to call all the cousin brothers or friends or those who are deprived and share their property with them so that he understands there is a sharing is necessary. I am not alone in this world. Each life is connected to the other life. It is an integrated world. These ideas should dawn in his mind.